Where do you think the fire came from?
I think I was always trying to prove myself. I started as a solo agent, knocking on doors. I started as an LOA, and then I transitioned to a solo agent. I went and knocked on doors. My goal is to knock on 25 doors a day. I was a solo agent, so I'm uniquely qualified to teach somebody that's an LOA that becomes a solo agent. Then I grew a small practice with a couple of practitioners underneath me, and then I had people start coming to me that wanted to work with me. Naturally, recruitment started. I was always the best at everything I did. I just outworked everybody. Whatever I've ever done in my life, I've always wanted to be the absolute best at it. I don't think it really matters what it is. I think if I left this industry today and I had to go do whatever, I think I would just find a way to be the best at it.
Chase Gruening is a performance coach and entrepreneur who helps people break mental barriers and build healthy mindsets. Known for his practical approach to personal growth, he focuses on creating systems that drive consistent, long-term success rather than short-term motivation.
Welcome to Take the Power Back podcast. I'm here today with Chase Gruening, Gruening Health and Wealth. Super excited for you to be doing this. Thank you first and foremost. I met Chase, and we'll get into our chance encounter in Costa Rica. Well, let's start. Chase, it's your story. You get to tell it how you want to tell it. So tell us who you are, what you do. What is Gruening Health and Wealth today?
So we're a combination, a platform, as I learned from you, is we're a platform company for Medicare and retirement planning, and really more Medicare. I mean, retirement planning is something we do after the Medicare sale. So we consult Medicare agents, agencies, marketing companies, have a lot of carrier relationships, and it's really a place that people can come and learn sales, marketing, leadership, development, the HR component of hiring, which I believe is one of the hardest parts of growing a business, is attracting, hiring, and developing top talent. So it's a true platform company, in my opinion, that people can come and grow in all aspects of their business.
And it wasn't always this way, right? So it's developed. And what I've learned a lot about what you've done is the way you've approached the model to build your platform is very different than what I have ever seen.
And we talked about it the other night, and it clicked for me. I never said it out loud before, but everybody hates to be recruited.
Everybody hates it.
I hate being recruited. I hate being hounded by people when the only thing that they can offer me is recruitment.
Right.
And there's nothing they can give me unless I give them my contracts or I align with them or whatever. So I wanted to develop something, and I spent 10 years recruiting.
Yeah.
I had to get kids to come play college football and pay $30,000 a year to do it at times when I was in the D3 space. So I was a very talented recruiter, but I always found an alternative way to do it, right? And in the insurance space, I realized, okay, I can quote unquote recruit people, but I have a value prop outside of you having to move your contracts and having to move all your business and having to go through the releases and all the bullshit that people don't want to do.
Right.
Is you can just come, join our platform, pay a fee for consultation for a 12-month membership, and we can teach you everything there is to scaling a 6-figure business, a 7-figure business, an 8-figure business. Mm-hmm. And I've been able to do that throughout my career. I started as a solo agent, knocking on doors. I started as an LOA.
Wow.
And then I transitioned to a solo agent. I went and knocked on doors. My goal is to knock on 25 doors a day.
So you literally went
knocking. That's all I ever knew how to do. No one taught me anything besides knocking on doors.
How did you know how old the people were that were going to answer? You didn't.
So you can go to the county clerk and get a list of names based on birthday to people turning 65 and zip code and all this different stuff.
That's incredible.
So I had this little app where I'd plug in a GPS and I'd plug in a bunch of names, and I'd just stay in this little radius and hit as many people turning 65 as I could in that radius.
Wow.
And it was hell. But at the time, that's all I knew. So, I mean, it taught me big time sales skills, because when you're knocking on someone's door and they can't hang up on you, right? They can just slam the door in your face, or I only had a limited amount of people to talk to. I had to be really, really good. And instead of selling just one policy, I learned how to sell 4 or 5 policies to one person. And that was my golden goose. And that's what people come to me in the industry from all over the country for, is I teach people how to monetize that client to the fullest. But I was a solo agent, so I'm uniquely qualified to teach somebody that's an LOA that becomes a solo agent. Then I grew a small practice with a couple of practitioners underneath me. And then I had people start coming to me that wanted to work with me. So naturally, recruitment started.
Yep.
At that point, though, I was at a crossroads, and I'm sure you've been there, is you start having to lead people and develop people. It's like, oh, it's getting a little uncomfortable here, right?
It's different.
Yeah.
Right?
And you got to start providing shit, right? Providing value. You got to start, leading, but not only leading, but providing leads, providing administrative support, commission payouts, all these different things were happening now.
It's a business now.
It's a business.
It's a business now, right?
But what I developed at that time was a marketing machine that allowed me to solve the lead problem. And once you can solve the lead problem, top talent, top people flow to you. So that's kind of how that track started. And then I used my leadership. I was a captain. I was a coach to develop and attract and hire top leaders and talent and develop them.
So let's talk about, I got to go back to the knocking on doors. I'm still,
you're baffled.
Is that scary? So like when you're first getting started, and I remember this is geared towards young people or people entrepreneurial, when you're starting a business.
Yeah.
And somebody says to you, who is this person that says, Chase, number one, you should be in the insurance business. Number two, I want you to go bang on doors. And you're like, yes, that sounds like a great idea.
Well, I think you need to understand my past. As I came from a middle-class family. Yep. And when I started in coaching, it sounds great. I won a championship. I was D1. I was traveling all over the country. I made no money.
Yes, nothing.
I slept on a couch for a year.
Wow.
So, sleeping on a couch makes you pretty damn tough, right?
Yeah, right.
And I was basically the intern GA. So I did all the crap work. I made the coffee. I did the paper. I just did a lot of the crap that no one ever wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
So going on knocking on doors for me was nothing out of the ordinary. It was just like the grunt work that I was used to doing.
Yep.
And I was always taught if you worked harder, that you will succeed, which I think is a bunch of crap.
It is.
But that was my mindset at that time, is I would just go out and do what I was told. And the people I worked for lived a great life. My buddy's dad, he owned an IMO, FMO, multi-million dollars, had a mansion and everything. I'm like, I want that. And this is what he did.
How did you end up not getting out of coaching and then getting into this? So were you recruited from, or were you just frustrated with sleeping on couches?
Yeah.
And how did you get attracted to the job itself?
This is fun. Because of my last coaching job, I went from sleeping on a couch to my first full-time coaching job. I made $28,000 a year.
Okay.
Met a girl. Okay.
Always starts that way.
Met a girl. And I thought I was going to marry her. And there's two types of coaches. You're either getting hired or fired.
Right.
We were losing at that school. My head coach got fired. I was probably going to get fired. And then I would have to relocate or find another coaching job. Or my buddy, who was in insurance, I could stay in that area and join that insurance practice.
Okay.
So if I'm being brutally honest with myself, I think it was more for the girl at the time that I stayed there. Thank God I did and got into this industry. But that was probably more the reason, is I was in a relationship and I wanted to stay in that area, and I was sick of moving and wanted to start a life.
Yeah. So backing up even more, were your parents entrepreneurs? What'd your parents do?
So no, not at all. I don't talk about it much. I'm not for no reason, but my dad was never really around.
Mm-hmm.
The last I remember my dad was in my early teens, and he was like sold lawnmowers at Sears, like always just kind of not a great person overall. Mm-hmm. My mom, my rock, she had great corporate roles. She was always a director, or she was a CEO of a small firm on her way out. At the time she made good money. Yep. Supported us as basically a single mother, but not entrepreneurial, not anything like that.
So where do you think the itch came from? So what, you're like, you're just trying to make a buck? Was it about providing for yourself? Where do you think the fire came from?
That's a good question. I think I was always trying to prove myself. Nobody can see me here. I'm not very tall, right? Mm-hmm. I was an all-state nose guard at 5'8", which is unheard of. I was always the best at everything I did. I just outworked everybody. So I don't ever think it was like, hey, I got this itch. It's just whatever I've ever done in my life, I've always wanted to be the absolute best at it. Mm. And I don't think it really matters what it is. I think if I left this industry today and I had to go do whatever, I think I would just find a way to be the best at it.
You just put it on the field.
Yeah.
Does that come from sports? Do you think some of that comes from, like, when did you start playing football and how did you?
Yeah, I started playing football in junior high, and I really didn't like it that much. It's just one of those things. I was good at it, and I outworked everybody, and I just liked winning. Liked winning. That's what it came down to.
Don't like losing, right?
No. And I never felt like it was I hate. That's probably true too. Is I hate losing, but I really like winning.
Yeah.
Very competitive spirit.
So you go to high school. Where'd you go to college?
Went to a small Division III school.
Yeah.
About 45 minutes from where I grew up, Millikan University.
Yeah.
And very average at football there. We're were about 500 most years I was there.
What'd you study?
Shit, I don't fitness and sport.
Fitness and
Yeah,
sports.
I mean, I went to college to play football.
Right.
I would have not went to college if it wasn't for football. I mean, football was that structure and discipline is what made me everything of who I am today. I mean, I definitely would not have gone to college if it wasn't for football. And I probably would have failed out if it wasn't for football.
So I think a lot of people think, I would imagine I had a friend of mine that was a Badger and he played with Russell Wilson and that team, JJ Watt. And I was like, dude, what's it like to be a collegiate athlete in a school? There must be the parties and the girls and all that stuff. And he's like, absolutely not.
It's a full-time job.
It's a full-time job. Talk a little bit about, in order to play it at any elite level, and whether it's D3, you still get a scholarship to go play football, right?
Academic,
right? An academic scholarship. What does that look like in terms of, how hard do they work you? What does that look like from a scheduling perspective? Structure?
Yeah, I mean, it's a full-time job. It's discipline. I mean, in season, probably 12 hours a day of in and out commitments. And if you want to be the best, you've got to train every single day.
Right.
And that's what I did. I mean, I was pushing cars, flipping tires. And I mean, again, I was undersized as a collegiate athlete. So I just had to outwork everybody. And that's exactly what I did. And I feel like I always lean on my work ethic to get me out of things. But as I'm sure we'll talk about, I've learned that you don't have to work harder.
You have to work smarter.
Yeah. Work smarter and just put people. It's putting people in the right places,
right.
Systems.
So you push and slay. This is a lot. So how did you decide to go from that into coaching football? So where did that switch to say? Because at that point you don't know what you're going to be when you
didn't have a choice.
What do you mean?
I didn't have anything else to do. I didn't go to college to be a doctor or to be a business person. I went to play football.
Right.
So when college ended, it just smacked me in the face. I'm like, all my friends are getting jobs. Some are being teachers. Some are going and get their MBA. Some are getting this great job out of college. I'm left there with a fitness and sport degree.
Right.
Not knowing what the hell I want to do. So I just leaned on the only thing I ever knew how to do, which was football. And I went right into being an intern making $5,000 a year. So
basically that road to be able, it was your objective at that point to become like an NFL star.
As always, I mean, my objective was to climb the ladder and be the best. And I mean, I honestly was not a very good football coach. I'm not a very good X's and O's guy. I'm a pretty good position coach.
Right.
But I mean, I just, even today, I mean, I just don't think I was that great of a coach. It's just, as soon as I got into that, I'm like, I'm going to find a way to get to D1, which I did.
Mm-hmm. So what were the challenges? So you start off, you all of a sudden, it seems to me that you're impatient and hardworking, and that is that
very impatient,
very like, let's move, let's get stuff done. And that seemed to have applied itself good in insurance, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like in the insurance world, as a solo practitioner, if you work harder, you will make more money.
Correct.
You eat what you kill. And if you work hard in a commission-based business or work harder than the average person, you will make more money, in my opinion. So, I mean, from the perspective of making money, which I'm not afraid to admit that I can be money motivated.
Yeah.
That I wanted to make a lot of money very fast. So I just worked and worked and worked.
It's because you were living on a couch and making basically $28,000 a year. Yeah. So you're like, oh, wait a minute. Once you figured out there was a formula where you could manufacture money, print money with your effort.
Yep.
Right. And I think that's an important thing that people don't understand is that when you're looking for a career out of college, you don't want anybody telling you what your income's going to be capped, right? Because otherwise, no matter how hard you work, you're stuck and limited by the same scope of pay that they told you you were going to do.
I think that's such an important point is because I worked my ass off as a college football coach.
Yeah.
I mean, 80-hour weeks. I worked harder than anybody else that was I was the hardest working person. There's no doubt in my mind.
Right.
But I got paid the same amount as everybody else.
That's fucking annoying.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Looking back. But then I got in a job where I'm like, the harder I work, the more money I make.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is freaking cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
right?
This is amazing. So I just came from a world of you don't get rewarded for how much money you work. You just work hard and you make the same as everybody else.
Right.
I mean, I'm sitting next to this shitbird who sucks at his job and he's making the same amount of money as me. Whereas I get in this field, not only is there a leaderboard,
Yep.
where you get recognized. I don't care who you are. Everybody desires affirmation at some point.
Yes.
So there's a leaderboard up there. So everybody sees that I'm number one, and my bank account shows that I'm number one. I'm like, this is cool.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
So you go from solo to independent.
Yep.
What was that transition like? So, a lot of times people go solo practitioner or underneath somebody.
Yep.
Right. And then they go independent and they become worse at their job because they lost some of the coaching that they needed. So how did that transition go for you, and what was some learnings that you had?
That's a very important designation there, because if anybody left my practice that's an LOA right now, I don't think they would make it, because we give them everything.
Correct.
Right? We give them all the leads, all the office, all the leadership support, everything you could ever imagine is provided by our company right now. When I was an LOA, that was not the case.
Okay. It's different.
I wasn't provided anything.
Right.
But they got over half my check. I'm like, what the fudge?
Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
So when I transitioned, it was the smoothest transition ever. They had taught me how to be a business owner without even knowing it.
Right. So you were already independent at that point.
I was already independent. The only thing that changed in my mind was my commission structure.
The comp structure. Yep. So you go independent. It's just you.
Yep.
This is pre-Emily.
Yep.
Right. Pre your wife. When did you start to say, wait a second, what I need to do, this is really a lot of work. I'm making great money, but I should start investing back in the business in order to be able to scale. When did that sort of transition?
It took a while, honestly. I mean, I feel like I was truly a solo practitioner for 2 to 3 years. I was hoarding money. Like, I'm not spending it. Like, I make all this money. I don't have any expenses. Like,
I'm keeping it. That's mine.
It's mine. I paid my mom like a terrible amount to do some bookkeeping and stuff like that. I mean, I basically just did everything, and I was really proud of that. I beat my chest all the time about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's important, right? People, they romanticize things that are actually holding them back, right? Because you're very prideful in that.
Yeah,
I have a higher payout. I don't spend money on marketing. I, and that becomes your limiting belief.
And now when I hear that today, I'm like, you don't have a real business.
No, you don't, right? So when did that transition flip?
I mean, still not for a couple of years. I had some people that started showing up.
Yep.
That wanted to work for me just organically, and I'm like, okay, here's a contract, and I'll take about 75% of the commission, and I'll hold a weekly call with you. And so that went on for another couple of years. But when I finally had like 3 or 4 people, and it's like these people were depending on me now.
Yeah.
And if I didn't do something different, they were going to leave me. So that was a very critical point. If I didn't do something different, nothing was going to change.
Right.
And then I found key people and a key system to generate leads, which really started the foundation of me scaling. And I always talk about the 3 pillars I teach are optimize, which is optimize your internal revenue and systems. I mean, there is nobody that can make more revenue per client than me. I feel like I got every ounce of a dollar I could out of my clients. And not wrongfully. I mean, it was always the right product, the right positioning, but I just knew how to maximize a household and an individual. But now all I needed was leads, because I could teach the system to anybody. I could teach this incredible sales system to anybody, but we didn't have enough people to talk to.
Right.
So that was when I moved on to Amplify, what I call Amplify. And we amplified an incredible sales process with an incredible marketing system. And I think a lot of people go wrong there is because they want to jump straight to the marketing system, but they have this shitty process over here. I would never want to amplify something that's shitty, right? Because then I'm just making shit bigger, right? So
it makes sense.
I want to optimize, and then I want to take what's so good over here and just bring it to the market.
So you mastered the sales process first. So you didn't put the cart before the horse. You're like, okay, I have to be really good when I meet a prospect to get them to purchase these things in a systematized basis. So how did you do that? Was it scripts? Was it presentations?
It just developed over the years. I mean, again, I guess you could say I was money motivated. And I just knew that if I could take one client and sell them 3 or 4 policies, where most people were just selling one client, one policy, I could work a lot less hard. And that's one thing too, is I think great entrepreneurs are somewhat lazy.
Right. They want to be.
They want to be. Yeah. I mean, so for me, it was like, I don't want to work as hard as everybody else anymore, but I still want to make more money than everybody else.
Right.
So how do I do that? And that was through effective sales process and packaging. I mean, I was writing, nobody knew me as anything more than the Medicare guy, but I was writing all these annuities.
Right.
Right. So I was finding a way to come in there with a need of the Medicare product and then left with Medicare products and an annuity. And the margin on that is crazy because, I mean, I'm just taking one lead and making $10, $20, $30, $40,000 a lead on it. And then once I could teach that, and amplify it with leads. I mean, not me personally, my company makes millions of dollars a year now teaching our sales system,
right?
Because it's so profitable and so scalable and all those different things.
Now, when you say package, because I don't know much about the Medicare business, but and I think this is, you're selling a med sup, but then you're also, is it cancer critical? So
what's your favorite place to get a drink at? Not a drink of wine. So like coffee. Where do you get your coffee at?
Starbucks.
What do they say when you order your coffee? What do they say?
Besides, what's your name? So you're saying, like, do you want fries to go with that, right?
They say what size?
What size?
They say
right.
What size?
Yep.
Small, venti, whatever they say.
Yeah, venti.
So we sell
hot
Medicare.
Or cold, right?
Yeah, we sell Medicare the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So we offer 3 different options.
Yep.
The small has an additional policy. So no one ever gets one policy.
Okay.
You choose the small, medium, or large. The large has 3 additional policies.
Yep.
The medium has 2 additional policies, and the small has 1 additional policy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't show them any other way besides that.
Right.
So again, education, and I say this all the time when I speak on stage in front of a lot of people.
Yep.
I hate when a speaker tells me to stand up. You know what I'm talking about? Like, everybody stand up.
Everybody stand up. Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
But I do it in a different way. I say, everybody stand up. And everybody's like, oh, this guy, he's going to make me stand up. Then I tell everybody to sit back down. And I say, why did you stand up? And they're like, because you told me to do it.
Right.
When you tell people what to do, they do it.
Right.
So I just tell them, hey, Medicare product, and we always recommend an umbrella 3, which is our package with 4 policies.
Yep.
And the only thing they can do is commit or object.
Right.
And if they object, I can handle their objections, or maybe scale back down to the medium or the small, but they're never going to leave with 1 policy.
Welcome to Take the Power Back. If you're a student or recent grad looking not to have a career handed to you, you're in the right place. The first and really valuable section inside Take the Power Back, by joining the movement, is really the inspiration that you get by watching the podcasts of young, successful entrepreneurs that have bet on themselves, that had opportunities in order to be able to take jobs with benefits or $50,000 a year salaries. But what they did is they said, I'm going to pursue something bigger in my life. Entrepreneurship, leadership development, sales, marketing, real estate. And with the amount of inspiration that you can get by actually watching other people that have had success, start to give you a vision for yourself, for you to be able to achieve greater things in your life. Let's dive into it. So you package this up, you train this system,
yep,
and then now you amplify that system. So you're not amplifying garbage. What do you do to generate leads? And this is any entrepreneur, any business knows, right? You got to generate a lead, you got to see that person, and then you got to convert that sale, and then you got to service the shit out of that. It's pretty simple stuff. So how do you amplify it?
Yep. We teach a very systematic funnel process, and it works in any business.
Yep.
So you're scrolling through Facebook, you're scrolling through Instagram. We have an ad. You see an ad from us that pops up.
Right.
Now here's where people go wrong. The only goal of the ad is to what? I'm going to quiz you here. What's the goal of the ad?
I would imagine a call to action.
Just to click on that. All that I can get somebody to do is click on the ad. Right. And then it takes me to a landing page.
Yes.
Okay. What's the goal of the landing page?
To get your contact information.
To get you to register. That's the only goal. But I see so many landing pages where people have all this shit on there.
Right.
Why are you trying to sell everything on a landing page? All you're selling is the registration.
Right.
Just want to get them to register, because I can't sell them anything unless they register. So they register. Now there's an event that they've registered for. The only goal of the automations leading up to that event is what?
Is to get them to show up to the event.
Got it. That's it.
It's very
just get them to show up.
Yeah.
This is fun because you're smart and you get this.
Yeah.
Get them to show up. That's all I can get them to do. But everybody wants to start trying to sell them here.
Pre-selling.
Yeah.
They're trying to sell too early.
Get them to show up.
Yeah.
Now they get to the event. The only goal of the event is to what?
Convert.
To get them to book an appointment.
Yeah, book an appointment.
Convert.
Right.
Because you can't convert unless they book an appointment.
That's right.
So it's a very systematic process.
So you're putting one foot in front of the other.
Yep. When I go and teach this in front of large agencies, everybody starts with the end in mind. They're trying to sell in step 1.
Right.
All you're doing in step 1 is getting them to click on the ad.
Yeah.
All you're doing in step 2 is getting them to register. Step 3, getting them to show up. Step 4, getting them to book an appointment. Then you sell.
I just had this discussion with my tech lady, and I said, I just want to get the contact information and we'll send it out. She's like, no, people want it immediately. So they won't give you their contact information unless they can have it right now.
Not true. I run an immediate funnel.
Yeah.
So I run an immediate funnel to agents. It's so much lower intent because when people get something right now, guess what?
They don't want
it. It comes to it. They go to their email. They don't open it.
Right.
But if I have to prepare for something, if I have to prepare for an event where I marked it out in my schedule and I've set time aside and I told myself I'm going to be there and I showed up, I value it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, there's more. You have skin in the game.
You have skin in the game.
Interesting.
It works both ways.
Yeah.
But you just need to understand that if you do an on-demand, we call that an on-demand VSL.
Yeah.
That is going to be more of a quick hitter, right?
Right.
Low intent. Anything you get for free in life, if I've seen your house and I've seen your cars.
Mm-hmm.
If I came and gave you a car for free, you would not value it as much as the one you paid for.
Depends on what car it was.
But the concept, if I gave you something,
right.
You're not going to value it as much.
There's no value in something that you don't have vested interest in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this has turned into, from you being a solo practitioner to mastering a system, having a few advisors, and then saying, now for you, now it's become a platform where you're training other people how to do that. So talk about this, because this is fascinating to me, how you made the transition. How do you get agents to sign up? Where are you getting those? Because those are now your leads.
Yeah.
Right. So you're selling a completely different service by monetizing the business of your intellectual property.
Well, I have two very different businesses that work together.
Yeah.
So we have a B2C company.
Mm-hmm.
We sell Medicare insurance and retirement planning to the consumer.
Yep.
So we have one funnel that all we do is bring in people 64 and older.
Yep.
Okay. And we have another funnel where I recruit agents, or again, I'm not recruiting them, I'm bringing them to my platform.
The value.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the question again?
So, what does that look like? How did you make that transition? Because it seems different. It's very different. One is a, direct to consumer. One is direct to agent platform.
Yep.
Right. So how do you attract people into this? What's your funnel to get them people
into
to show
the agent
up?
platform?
Correct.
So the funnel there is the same concept essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I do Facebook ads.
Right.
I do a lot of different things. I
post a lot.
I post a lot. Yeah. Because I believe frequency is going to be key, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when I can fill the narrative in your brain, what you think about me. I mean, think about this for a second. When we met each other the first night, you instantly plugged yourself with a narrative before we talked, right?
Correct.
And I don't know what that narrative was. It probably was like, oh, this guy's just a low-level advisor, right?
Most of the people I'm like not impressed with.
Right, exactly.
No offense to anybody who sits next to me.
And when I sat across from you, I probably plugged it with
same thing.
There's this older guy, and it's like, I got to sit next to this guy I don't know. Like, right. So we just plug it with a narrative.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can put something in front of you every single day, and Renee Rodriguez taught me this, is filling the assumption gap. If I can put something in front of you every single day to fill that narrative with my narrative, then I can control how you think about me.
Interesting. So you push out what you want people to hear from you. And this is the amplify, optimize, build your practice. Coach G, do a really good job.
I mean, everybody knows me
as Coach G.
As the Coach G and the guy that will help you build your business through optimize, amplify, and scale.
Right.
But that's because I put that to the marketplace probably thousands of times now. And then I speak on stage, right? I speak in front of 600 people with the same message. My message is always very, very clear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to dilute my message at this point. I'm not big enough to go into general business coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very specific at what I do.
I think that's your unique value proposition is you aren't going into general business consulting. Like a lot of folks that do similar type work, like Coach Burt, he's trying to a vast interest, which is good, but now he's competing in a different space. You're very narrow and competing on your own in this space. I don't know anybody else that's doing it.
But it's also a very unique deliverable. Like it's a result driven what I sell, what I give is I can prove results, which is so critical because when you're doing consulting, coaching, or any of those different things, what can you do for me? What is the end result? And I can show people that I can 2, 3, 4, 5x your revenue and income without any additional work or by putting a system and process in place and all those different things. But I mean, all the different things that we do, so many different things. I mean, social media, events, boot camps, podcasts. I mean, anything I can do to get these things to work together. But the end goal is to get people into my ecosystem, right? So they all work together congruently for that one goal. And I don't over convolute my offer. There's really one way to work with me. You have to join our platform before you get any other service from us. You can't enter our downline unless you join our platform.
Right.
That allows me to guarantee your success. Because everybody wants a contract from me. They want all this help.
They don't have to pay for it.
Right.
Yeah. They have to pay for it.
But when people put skin in the game, they value something first and foremost. And I can predict their success through our platform.
When you manage this budget, do you manage it to say this percentage of the revenue that gets generated is going towards this? or how do you know? Because I've run Facebook ads never effectively, right?
Yeah.
How do you know when you're getting a return on your investment? And is there like a model that?
Oh yeah, we're very numerically driven.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, last week I spent $20,000. We just got done with Christmas, and I'm scaling it back up. Spent $20,000 in Facebook ads in the last 7 days.
Okay.
Our internal revenue was off of that 20,000 in spend was about $65,000 in revenue.
Okay.
So I mean, that's a 3 to 4x return on that spend.
Yep.
That's all I really care about. I mean, at the end of the day, if I can put $1 in an ATM and I get 2, I'll just keep doing it.
Yeah, just keep doing it. Just keep feeding the beast.
But that's just one of those revenue streams. We have revenue from our partners, our renewal stream, our consulting side. So it's just there's so many different things that work together. But that Facebook spend, I can usually track how much that's generating. And on the consulting side, it's wildly profitable because there's just no overhead involved.
It's just all money. It's just prints money for that.
Yeah.
What's your biggest challenge in scaling the business today? So what do you when you look at it and you say, these are the things I'm doing great. These are the things I think I could be, that I'm learning and trying to get better at. Everybody has 22 problems or 99 problems. I don't know. I
mean, it's all systems and people at the end of the day. I mean, I think that's going to always be what prevents people from going any farther is systems and people, is developing the right. We're both so passionate about the development of people and leadership. I mean, I invest a lot in our people and finding top talent and leaders. And I believe that was what will take you to places that no one gets to go as people. AI and all that stuff's great, but people are going to be what other people are attracted to at the end of the day.
Do you see AI it being affecting your business at all?
Yes and no. I think it'll affect the people, the bad actors a lot more than anything. I think it'll affect the low intent, just very one policy driven models or just low intent models. I think what we attract is high net worth, high intent, highly educated individuals that are going to value speaking with people, being educated, making informed, longer term decisions. I think the low intent, quick decision buyers, I think that's where AI is going to replace a lot of that long term.
So let me ask you, this always fascinates me when it comes to people and their levels of success that they do. What do you think? You've met the $200,000 producer and you've met you're a multi-million-dollar producer today, not a producer, a platform. Yeah. What do you think that you do differently than they do? The same hours in the week, same products, same stuff, but what do you think that is why do you achieve greater levels of success than somebody else?
It's easy for me. Empower other people to lead other people. And I mean, at the end of the day, when you look at our org chart, you can call it whatever it is, looks like a pyramid, right?
Yeah. But every org chart's a pyramid.
Every org chart at the end of the day is a pyramid.
Right,
but I mean, when I realized that I cannot, Chase, you can't work any harder.
No.
You can't.
Nope.
There comes a point where you can only produce so much, or maybe a little bit more, but it's going to kill you. Yeah. Right. And I realized that no one had to be as good as me. They just had to be 75% as good as me. And I'll take 20 of those. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
exactly.
That's what happened there. But what I found is you're not as good as you think. Right. People can outperform you if you give them the tools and give them the platform to do that. Yep. So that's
if they want it and they're coachable and committed, right? They'll be able to do it. Why do you think people leave the business? Right. So we've seen people come and go. When you started, I'm assuming all the people you started with, some made it, some didn't. Yeah. Right. Why do you think some make it and some don't?
Well, we are very high retention. There's no doubt. But people never leave happy marriages, right? There's no doubt about that.
Right.
And whether it's your fault or their fault, there has got to be a reason it's not working. And in my experience with our internal team, it's been more of a problem on their end. They can't perform. And that culture is not healthy for them. I think a lot of times a culture like ours can elevate somebody or they can retract.
Or can spit them out.
Yeah, spit them out. That's a great way to put it, spit them out. So I think for the reasons that people have left us, it just wasn't the right, I mean, they've left us for a different career or industry, for example. And the culture was not conducive to them, which they weren't conducive for us type of deal.
It's a mutual type of thing, right? Yeah. So I find that, if people don't have aligned values of yours, they'll stick out like a sore thumb. Yeah. Like, so one of ours is work ethic. Well, if you show up late and you leave early, you're right away going to not you're not going to make it here, right?
Yeah.
'Cause everybody else will want you out. They're like, we don't want you around us because you will take down the team when it comes to that.
And I think you heard me struggle through that answer a little bit. It's because I think it's really important on the front end to just be so transparent and clear about your expectations and your standards that we do have a really high retention. And I think that's because of the front end. But I mean, you're at a place that I want to be at with 600 advisors.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a lot of, I mean, these are internal advisors where we have a lot of partners, external partners, only 27 internally. And I think this is another critical crossroads in my life where I have to tell myself that, okay, your culture is, it's okay to bring other people into that,
right?
Develop them and not be so mine. You know what I'm saying? Same kind of thing I went through a couple of years ago. Yeah. Just on a different level, right? To really go.
Yeah. It can help you with that.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely.
So, you know, this is geared towards a lot of people, but what I really want to do is inspire the young people. What advice do you give to, you know, the 37-year-old Chase to the 22-year-old Chase that's watching today and is trying to figure out, you know, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I don't know what job I should take. What advice would you give to people like that?
Yeah, I really want to give tangible. I don't want to give some of the just fluff kind of BS that people say. What I would say is don't waste those 20 to 25 years like I did.
Yeah.
And the years 20 to 25, I mean, I was boozing. I was doing low leverage jobs and activities because I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Right.
And if I could just go back and shake myself a little bit and just say like, hey, like cut out all the external bullshit.
Right.
And focus on doing something. Or I would encourage anybody to get into sales. I think it teaches you everything.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, at a young age. And I think what you're doing is incredible, but I would just say don't waste those 20 to 25 years of just doing nothing or figuring it out, as they say. Like get into some type of position that challenges you and puts you into places of uncomfort, because uncomfort is growth.
Correct.
Every time I've been uncomfortable, and I can pinpoint a lot of those times in my life, has been where the biggest growth has happened. It's because you literally feel uncomfortable because you're growing, right? It's like when you're lifting weights and that you're on that 10th rep, right? And it's so hard. It's because you're breaking your muscles down so they can build back stronger.
That 10th rep was the most important one, right? Yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, it's the same thing that's happening mentally and physically in your body, is your body's breaking down of comfort and growth, and you're growing your mental and physical muscles back stronger or anything.
Interesting. So you would say to them, number one is seek out roles that would make you feel way out of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep. Like me, I went to a place of comfort.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I did with being a football coach, because that's what you were.
I went to a place of comfort because that's all I ever knew.
Yep.
But when I put myself in places of uncomfort, hiring people, developing people, speaking on stages, selling things I haven't sold before, going places I haven't gone before, I mean, that's where the real change happens. I don't feel like there was a lot of personal growth in those years because it was just went to do what I always did.
Were you always good in front of a group? Always good at public speaking?
No.
Because you're really good at it.
No, I mean, I've been trained. I've been trained at a high level. I've worked with people at a high level. But I remember when I was in my early 20s and I had to speak in front of a recruiting class, and I was I kind of froze up. I mean, you just get better with the reps. But I mean, I went and found the best person I could to help me speak and paid them money.
Right.
And I mean, with Coach Burt, I paid him money to help me build a coaching business. I said I'm lazy. Like, I will do whatever I can to get there the fastest.
Right.
If there's something that can help me, I will sprint towards it. Right. And I don't take a lot of time. And that's what I would say to the young people too, is some of the most successful people I meet, they don't, especially when you have nothing, you shouldn't be taking a lot of time to make decisions. You shouldn't be going home to talk to mom and dad. You should be taking chances at that point.
Yeah. The risk reward is high, but you don't have a lot to lose when you're in your 20s.
Yeah. I mean, that's for me, taking a commission job. I had nothing to lose.
Right.
Everything to win.
Yep.
And I would just say, take a lot of risks and be bold at a young age.
Interesting.
That would be my favorite advice, is just frickin'
get after it.
Fail as many times as you can from 2025.
You said a thing that, the things that it's not a regret because it made you who you are, but there are things that we invest in our 20s that really later on in life are just like, did I really need to do that? You know, like boozing as an example, or, concerts.
And I love a good glass of wine and a good beer, but
me too.
You don't need to be doing it every day and to where it's causing issues in your day.
Yeah, for sure. So what's next for Chase? What's the next iteration of Gruening Wealth and Health and Wealth?
I mean, I think of a lot of impact and legacy. I'm very impact and legacy driven. I mean, I consult thousands of people and both directly and indirectly impact thousands of people per year.
Yeah.
And that's really important to me. I had a lot of important male people in my life, mentors, role models, coaches. Mm-hmm. And I just think there's a lot of impact I have to give. And I think you do too. I think when you I think really successful people want to give. Yeah. And it's our duty to give as entrepreneurs and give back. That's what you're doing right now, which is so cool. I just think it's our duty to create impact. And I think that ultimately lead to legacy, which I want that.
Let's talk about Emily for a minute.
Yeah. So, holy smokes. Yeah.
Emily is your wife. Yeah. Lovely, lovely, lovely human. Her and Allison are like the same people.
They really are.
Which is funny.
Yeah.
So how did you meet your wife? And then what role does she play in the business?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, the role that she plays in business and life is everything. I mean, she is, we'd call it an integrator or, an executor in my mind. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of a visionary or just have a lot of ideas. I don't know if they're good or bad. She kind of takes them and untangles them and puts it in a place where our team can go execute. So she's really good. She's our chief strategy and brand officer. And that's what she spent her life doing is working with big brands and executing on that level. I mean, as a person, she makes me better. She's just an incredible person. I met her at a bar on Broadway.
Which is great. I love that.
And she probably lived the opposite life of me from 20 to 30. Mm-hmm. And we met right at 30. And I thank God for that, because if I would have met her earlier, she would have never gave me the time of day.
Right.
So it was just a very unique, we grew up a lot in our 20s and 30s and had great young life. I can't imagine actually getting married now at a young age, looking back, because that really shaped me and formed me. And I think the same for Emily.
Yeah.
And we really are still ourselves at the end of the day, which I love. Is I think we work so well because we're so different, and we both respect that with each other a lot. But at the end of the day, she is just such a better person than me, if I'm being honest, and just couldn't do this without her, no doubt.
It's great.
When we got married, our business exploded. And I would say that to a young person is finding the right person in marriage and in life will explode all areas of your life.
Yeah.
And the same can be said about the opposite, is I really think the person you choose to do life with has an impact on everything, both personally, professionally, financially. And it's so important not to just rush into that because everybody else is doing stuff. All my friends were getting married and getting jobs, big boy jobs at a young age. And all my friends now are like, dude, what did you do?
Right. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Right. This is different.
And I'm a very giving person. Like we host our friends all the time, as are you, which is I still can't believe how giving you are. But I just always love giving back and hosting and doing all those things because, at the end of the day, I came from not much of anything. Not nothing, but not much of anything. So I think that's a duty for us too, to give.
Mm-hmm. What does your mom say about all this? It's pretty wild.
She's kind of baffled at times. But I try to do as much as I can to give to her. Paid off all of my student loans that she was responsible for her. Got her. She's going to be in a financial position in a couple of years that I don't think she ever expected, which I think is really neat too. So she deserved it though. She what she did for us, I think she gets the shortest end of the stick. Yeah. Because she was a single mother, and she was. I want to be very clear on this. She gave me every opportunity I ever wanted.
Right.
When I was living on that couch for $5,000 a year, she was sending me money.
Right.
So I could live.
Yeah. When
I said, Mom, I want to move across the country to pursue this dream, she gave me the financial backing, and she didn't have any money to give me.
Right. She was working extra hours just to give that to you.
I remember when she got laid off from a job for not telling on an employee that took some money or something like that. Mm-hmm. And she hid it from me so she could continue to support me.
Wow.
So I was at school. She didn't tell me she was fired, so I wouldn't freak out because she knew I would.
Yep.
And she's always financially supported me and given me anything I've ever needed to be successful.
that's really important. You need to get support from people who do love you, but don't always take advice from people that love you the most, right?
Yeah.
Because unless sometimes they have their best intentions in mind, but you sought the best level of your life and career from coaching from others.
Yep.
Even though you got the support from your mom.
Yep.
But the coaching was the multiplying effect. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, I think my mom taught me how to be a good human.
Yep.
And to do the right thing. I mean, I think at the end of the day, I always do the right thing because of my mother. And that's something she taught me, is just always doing the right thing and helping people out. And then on the business side, I mean, I learned a lot from just coaches and mentors, and then being around people like you. I mean, there's been just different people in different sectors of my life that I can trace back. And I mean, there's like that Mount Rushmore of people that really impact you. And I was fortunate enough to have a lot of those people.
Interestingly, when you, I've heard this a bunch, said it a bunch of different ways, but when the student is ready to learn, the teacher will appear type of thing. And in life, you don't realize at times that you may be closed off because you're not in the right space, but then all of a sudden your space is different. And then all of a sudden this new thing helps you be able to achieve greater things, only if you're open to it and only if you're open to feedback, which I think is an important thing for young people, right? You got to seek it out. You got to listen to it. And then you got to go execute upon it.
There's no doubt. I mean, we pursue what we have blinders on.
Of course.
We pursue what we're focused on and looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And we don't open up our eyes sometimes, which is fun. So I guess, Chase, let me first say congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
I'm very blown away, impressed by your business. I follow you on Facebook and Instagram, and we've become friends, and I chat with you all the time. And every time I talk to you, you've got this energy and passion about helping other people grow their businesses and helping clients achieve theirs. But it's really all about business.
Yeah.
And still being able to manage being a dad and a husband and a father and all the things that go associated with it. So congratulations to you.
Yeah. And thank you. I mean, I don't think you realize how many people you're impacting right now, which is really cool. I mean, you're playing a big role in my life, whether you know it or not.
Oh, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks. Well, here's 2 years of friendship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.